Oh my word, we've got a lot to get through in this episode. We're going to have only one game, but we've got the Champions League group stage draw has been done, the transfer window is closed, ins, outs, and the biggest spenders in Europe. Roll the intro. Hello and welcome back to the NK Zagreb save. I'm Croatia left foot. It's a pleasure to have you with me, and Athletic Bilbao are in our Champions League group, as are Borussia Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain. So a very tough group we've got this year in comparison to what we had last year, where we actually had a relatively easy group, if I remember rightly. Where were we? We finished top, didn't we? We definitely finished top. There we go. So PSG again, Salzburg and Shakhtar. I guess PSG look a bit of a spent force, but I'm sure that will come back to bite me in the arse now that I've said it. But yes, it's going well. 7 wins from 7, 21 goal difference after 21 games. So, 21 goal difference and getting 21 points. So we're averaging 3 goals a game. It's very easy to do that maths, but it's been going well. It's been going very well. 6-0 win against Optia, 4-0 against Paris and Anderlecht in some friendlies when it was international break. 3-1 win against Slaven Blupo, 2-0 against Osijek, 4-1 win against Solin, Rijeka 3-0, Dynamo 5-2 and Hajduk 2-0 as well. Pre-season, lots of money spinning friendlies in pre-season, which has helped us out somewhat. We've got a lot of money in the bank. As you can see, money has gone all over the place in recent times, and that's because we were the biggest spenders in Europe in the summer transfer window. So if I remember to edit it in, and editor Dave is very well behaved, then about now there will be a picture on the screen that I did of a screenshot showing the biggest spenders in Europe, where we top it. There are some interesting names on there: Leicester, West Ham, Rennes in France as well. So what pushed Leicester into the highest spenders is they went and bought NK Zagreb favourite Zoran Vicario, a man that we were potentially looking to bring in on a full-term deal from Valencia, but he opted for Leicester City. £31 million. So, I mean, Valencia have somehow managed to make a profit on him when he only played 1 season there. 3 seasons on loan at us, a very good year for us, and he seems to have started okay for Leicester as well, which is good for them. And now we can go and look at our transfers. Now, before we get into the transfers, there are some players that I know are going to annoy people that I've sold, and I know there's players that are going to be that I've bought in that are going to annoy people. And the fact we've changed tactic again, yeah, I can't please everybody. I've done what I think is best for the team. We're winning games by an average of 3 goals this season, so I don't know. This will be the test against Athletic Bilbao, but we'll see how it goes. So on to the transfers then. Yes, transfer history. We'll go to the outs first because that list is bigger. But you can see £115 million worth of players sold. We've bought in £148 million worth of player. First off, Ismail Gerbi went to West Ham. He was part of the reason why West Ham was one of the biggest spenders. £17.25 million. £145,000 a week they're paying him, which is ridiculous. We paid $10 million for him. He made 9 appearances, conceded 7, got 6 clean sheets and a 6.93. We made a profit on him, which is what ultimately I wanted. He was never going to displace Ayerson as the first choice goalkeeper, so the fact that we made a 7.25 million profit on him I was more than happy with. And we've moved him on, so he's now become a first choice Premier League goalkeeper. Next up is the one that people are probably going to be like, oh my god, I can't believe you've sold him. Parmasevic has joined Chelsea for £40 million. Now, I'd love to tell you that the board took this one out of my hands, but I couldn't turn down. That's 40 million straight cash as well. There was no, we negotiated them up. This was the most they would pay. 40 million flat out cash. Going through my mind, he's a very good centre-back. He is a very good centre-back. But we got to the Champions League semi-finals playing Leonardo and O'Dare with this guy as backup. Now, I think it would have been unfair to get rid of Leonardo or O'Dare after that run. But my plan this season was to bring Parmasevic through as a starting centre-back. However, 40 million is a hell of a lot of money to us. We're still not incredibly rich. We're rich in finances, but we're not incredibly rich. we get a good budget every so often. We had about 50 million to spend at the beginning of the season before we even sold anyone. But I don't know. I think he'll struggle at Chelsea. I don't think he's got enough about him to be, excuse me while I scratch my eye, a superb Premier League centre-back. I think he'll drop off being a wonder kid when he starts playing games with Chelsea and his ratings drop down. Our own scouts don't think he's actually that good in terms of signing-wise. You know, he'd be useful. He wouldn't be like indispensable. He's rated above O'Dare, but yeah, I'm not. I think we got good value for money for him. 40 million. We'll soon find out and see if that bites us in the arse or not. But he has gone. Luis Torres joined Vigo on a free transfer. So Bulik went out. We've had a few loanees going as well. We've got Raphael Brenning, is a very highly rated guy that came through our youth system. Lots of interest in him from German clubs, which we turned down, and they managed to send him out on loan. Leonardo Cesar, one of the strikers that we had, we've called him up to the first team. He had interest going out on loan. I'm more than happy to send him out on loan to go and get a bit more first team football, and he's already scored his first goal in La Liga, which is very, very nice indeed. My eye is so itchy right now. Milan Petrovic as well, another youngster that we've got. We bought him in for 1.5 million. He did okay when he played. 2 goals, 1 assist in 4. I think next season will be a big season for him back at the club, so I look forward to that. Robson Fagundes has gone out on loan again because I just don't think he'll get the game time for us. He barely got the game time at Hanover. He is impressing a bit more in Brazil, but we got a bit of money for that loan as well. Dennis Vala is someone we bought in from Vallegran for a lot of money, sold him back to Vallegran at a loss, which is a bit annoying, but was never going to make it for us, so just happy to get him off the books. We've had a lot of a clear out of Deadwood. Loads of loanees going again. Guillén has moved to Barcelona, believe it or not, after we bought him from Real Madrid. Again, a £10 million profit for a guy that, yeah, we played him a lot in the holding midfield role, but you're soon going to see why that isn't ultimately necessary anymore, hinting to the change of tactic. Vlatkovic was an interesting one. We sent him out on loan to Torino. I would have liked to have kept him, but I think keeping him here would have hindered his development. So we've sent him out to Torino, where he appears to be their starting striker, although he is struggling somewhat. Yeah, I think he will be back and he'll be playing a lot more next season. But this season, I don't think he's going to replace Ratinho or Gigliotti as our starting striker. So I'm trying to plan ahead with the loans that have gone out as well. Now, Ferizovic, our very young right back, has moved to Fulham for £26 million. Now, again, our scouts don't actually think he's going to be that good. His crossing was pretty poor, his dribbling was pretty poor, it didn't really improve when he was at our club. Marking and tackling are both pretty rubbish. You know, off the ball, his movement wasn't great. I'm not going to lie, his physicals were absolutely brilliant for a 20-year-old. But again, it's a, what, £25.5 million profit. So I can't really turn that down. And we've got Lakjeks at the club, who is arguably better than him anyway, just a bit older. So yeah, so he went. Joseph Bell has now moved to Lazio for a potential 17.5 million if we get it all paid, which you can see there. Potential add-ons raises it to 17.5, which I think we will, because one of them is 20 league appearances, and then I think we get another 7 million or something. But again, hasn't started brilliantly in Lazio, wasn't going to play for us, so what's the point in keeping him around? And again, a whopping great big profit, £13.5 million profit. So, and what's the point in keeping him around? There's no need. We've got youngsters that we can call up, which is something we've done this year. We've called up loads of youngsters to the first team. And then some other people have gone out on loan. Now, on to the more interesting transfers that people like. I said what we need is a backup for Dejan Tosic, a proper out-and-out left-back. And that's who we've got on loan from Chelsea, Pedro Ayagalas. Probably just going to nickname him Pedro because it'll be a bit easier. A very attacking fullback on that side. It's very similar to Tosic, left-footed. Very happy with that. On a season-long loan. It's costing us a little bit of money, but generally I'm very happy. Good season in Austria playing for Salzburg, so we know that they're a decent team, and he played well for them. So he's in. We knew Thiago Azena was joining as well. He comes in as a backup striker. Great personality, perfectionist, 23 years old. Very versatile as well, will really help us out. Passing could be better, but generally is doing okay. He started alright as well, 2 goals in 4 appearances on a 6.85. looking forward to seeing him play a little bit more, which is good. Manolo, he joined, £78 million. Totally worth it. He's absolutely incredible. 7.62 after 6 games already. He's just such a workhorse, and he suits the formation we've got because of that workhorse nature he has. Suits our new formation really, really well. Yeah, £78 million. Again, they've made a profit without really having him for too long. But I think after that loan move, you guys in the comments are like, you have to buy him. We got him in. It's a big, big, big wad of cash. 78 million, but he's really, really good, and he's 26, and he's going to be just stunning. He's going to be absolutely stunning. Our best played player at the club on 125 grand a week. A long contract as well, 5 years, so he's going to be here for the foreseeable. But yeah, you know, good vision, good teamwork, good off the ball, good technique, passing. Work rate is a little bit low actually, but his determination's good. Flair, decisions, composure, dribbling, first touch. He's just great through the middle. Absolutely brilliant. And then we bought in, so remember we got 40 million for Parmasevic. Now we've bought in Ivan Kristulovic from Mainz for 14 million. When you compare him with Parmasevic, this guy's slightly better. Yeah, he's 26, he's played a few caps for Croatia. He's a backup for us, or a rotation player. He'll do Parmasevic's job that he did last year, just sit on the bench and play when we need to rotate, or when we get a suspension and stuff like that. He's very, very good. I very much like him. He's better at heading, he's better at marking, he's pretty similar at tackling. Positioning's a bit poorer. Physicals are probably about one stat down on Parmasevic, but generally I'm very happy. We've paid quite a lot of money, 14 million, but I don't really mind. We've got the cash, so yeah, he's in. We've got another striker, David Almeida, on loan from Everton. Again, versatility is something that drew me towards him. Very nice indeed. Very happy with him. He's got a goal in one goal in 5 games and 1 assist as well. Mainly coming off the bench though, so not expecting him to do too much. But yeah, very, very nice. And then what's better than 1 Munoz is having 2. So we've brought in Adrian Munoz from Barcelona, 24 million, potentially rising to 52. But a lot of that, I think 15 million of it, is if we win the Champions League, we pay them £15 million. So if we win the Champions League, that's the end of the save. So yeah, I'm more than happy to do that. But again, very, very good play, good work rate, good vision, good teamwork, off the ball, passing, technique. Another player just like Tello, just like Munoz. We've loaded the midfielders this season, and you'll find out what. Basically, I'm asking a lot of them. I'm asking a hell of a lot of them. We lost. Who did I say? We lost that guy to Barcelona. What's his name? Julian. Julian moved to Barcelona. So we've brought in George Chalmers. A similar fee. Chalmers is younger. He's slightly better. Comes in from Rangers. Yeah, 16 million from Rangers. He's the defensive player in midfield, so we're not really playing with a holding midfield anymore. We probably will when we come up against bigger teams in Europe. We'll probably revert back to our holding midfield formation, but overall he's very good. He can play in central midfield too. He can do a good job in there, and again, it's more options to rotate in the central of midfield. Then we brought in a goalkeeper. We got rid of Gerby, and I thought I would like another goalkeeper, preferably a Croatian, so that we get a homegrown quota. And we brought in Klafuric from Rijeka, which was good, I think. You know, he didn't play too much for Rijeka last season, but with those stats, he's a slightly better backup goalkeeper than our old one. And I just generally quite like him as a backup. 500k, wasn't too fussed. I thought, yeah, why not? He'll do nicely. He's happy to be a backup. And then we went and bought another right back on deadline day for Luka Marinucci. 15 million from Gonk. He looks good. Crossing and dribbling could be better, but losing Ferizovic, I thought, you know, we'll get this guy in. Again, 26 million we got for Ferizovic, and we've gotten out of 15 million. So, spent 15 million on a replacement who is very, very similar. So I think we've had a very good transfer window. I honestly do. I think we've done very well. Now, on to the squad. We're playing a 4-4-2. We've gone old school here. We're playing a 4-4-2. Now, why we have so many central midfielders on our books is because we play 2 box-to-box midfielders. Basically, all the midfielders we've got have got a decent work rate. They dribble well, they shoot well, and they got pretty decent stamina to get up and down inside 90 minutes. We have a lot of them because we're going to need to rotate them. something that struck me in the comments from Ken Wynn was basically your squad's good, the first 11's good, you just need more depth, and that is what we've gone for this season. So I'm expecting quite a lot of people in this squad to get unhappy that they're not playing games, and that's fine, that's not a problem, that's part and parcel of being the manager. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting because we've got a lot of depth now. So if we go into our squad and search by and sort it by position, so 3 goalkeepers, 2 out and out left backs with Bacoli as a backup, but Bacoli's now a centre back, so we now have 5 centre backs, 4 centre backs, 5 centre backs. We have Kristolovic, O'Dare, Leonardo, Stojic is back from his loan, and Bacoli. And Stojic actually had a very good loan, and he's been subject of a number of bids which we've turned down because he's here till the end. We're going to see basically if he gets much game time. If he doesn't, we'll probably sell him in January. But again, he's Croatian, so he's good for the homegrown status. Then you go into central midfielders, and we have Chalmers, we have Garcia, Munoz, Tello, the other Munoz. So good numbers there. Right wingers, Alexandra and Medina. Again, loads of bids for Medina that we fended off. On the left, we have well, Gabriel Munoz is actually going to be playing out there, and he started the season absolutely fantastically as a left winger because I don't know why, but 2 assists, 4 goals, 7 appearances, 8.24. He's loving it on the left wing, to be honest. Backing him up, you know, we've got Ratinho that can play out there. We've got numerous of these midfielders that we've brought in can play out there, and these utility players can play out there. However, youngster-wise, Tomislav Simic is joining us. He came through the youth system. He's had a few loans out. Came through, what, 5 seasons ago? And yeah, so he's going to be getting a bit more run out on left wing. We've thought of lots of bids for him as well, and he's just broken into the Croatian national team without really playing for us. So yeah, looking forward to seeing a bit more of him. On the right wing, we've gone through Alexandra and Medina. We had another youngster somewhere whose name escapes me. Oh, it's the strikers, isn't it? Yeah, we'll get on. So then up front, we've got loads of options. Gigliotti, Ratinho, Azinia, Almeida, Pavelka, Konjar. Yeah, we're stacked. We are absolutely stacked with players. We've literally got cover for every single position you would want. It's been really, really good. And I realise I've been chatting for about 20 minutes, so we should probably get into the game against Athletic Bilbao. We have left both loanees unregistered in the Champions League because they don't get annoyed if you don't register them, which is fine. Not a bad problem to have, and we've got enough cover at this stage. If it gets into the latter stages, you know, you can do a bit more registration after the group stage, so we can see, or after the transfer window, we'll see what happens there. But all in all, it's been a good start to the season. Ever present, so Gigliotti, O'Dare, Leonardo, and Oyarzin, and Garcia as well, making 1 appearance from the bench. But goals, we have 4 for Gigliotti, 4 for Garcia, 4 for Munoz, 3 for Ratinho, 2 for Medina, 2 for Azenia, and 1 for Tello, Almeida, O'Dare, and Lekjak's getting 1 from right back as well. Assists then, Medina with 5, Tosic with 3, Tello and Munoz sharing 2, and then Simic, Ratinho, Almeida, and Alexandra with 1 apiece. And it's going very, very well. So you're going to get to see this new tactic. It's going to be in play today against Athletic Bilbao because I don't think I don't see them as a threat really, and I'm expecting us to go and get the win. So let's get into the game. I mean, we got pretty much the group of death in the Champions League. It could have been easier. It could have been much easier, as PSG and Dortmund play out a 2-2. So that's a good result for PSG, looking at what they did last year. We're playing in our green kit, which is interesting. It also thinks we're playing a 4-1-4-1, which we're definitely not. We're definitely playing the 4-4-2 New Zagreb formation. But let's get into it. Oh yeah, Marinucci hasn't played. You can wear the number 2 because we sold Ferozovic. So this is his debut because we signed him on deadline day. It was frantic. It was busy. This is why there's been a break between episodes, and I apologise. But basically, it took me about 2 days to get through the transfer window because it's been manic. You would not believe the amount of people I've tried to buy and then got refused. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So we are away, but the media have given us a lot of credit. What did Ross say? Go out there and prove a point. Yeah, the media have given you a lot of boost. Let's go out there and show why the media are correct to get behind us and show that we're the best team in Europe. Now, I still think the semi-finals was a bit of a overachievement last year, and we will struggle to get to that point again. I think that's true. I just thought, you know, is it worth having disallowed goals. No, let's go disallowed offside goals, definitely. We'll go to extended because we're only doing one game, even though I've already been chatting for quite a long time. But yeah, I think, again, last year, the semi-finals, we overreached our station. The 6-0 defeat by Bayern Munich was very disappointing in the second leg of that. But yeah, if we get there again, great, brilliant. If we win it, absolutely fantastic. But I can't... My realistic aim, I think, is quarterfinals, as Tello puts a corner in and Ogbu can't get there. O'Dare picks it up, back to Tello again, short to Munoz, back to Tello, Munoz again, back to Tello, working it around. Karanka gets it away, Maranuk, Alexander squares it, Ratinho with the header, and Villar makes an easy save. Yeah, my realistic aim, I think, is quarterfinals. I think that's where we should be aiming pretty much most seasons. We're number 7, I think, in terms of reputation in Europe now as a club, which is great. The Croatian League has gone up 2 stages and I think is number 7 as well in Europe, so we are climbing the ranks, which is great. Dynamo Zagreb had a hang on, here's Mateo and Oyarzin makes a save. I don't know if Dynamo Zagreb got into the group stage completely. They had a very good run in the knockout stages, but I don't know if they got through that final knockout stages. Gigliotti flicks it on to Ratinho, and Ratinho banged in 3, I think, in the last game that we had in the league, so he's in a good bit of form as well. Are Dynamo Zagreb playing on the same time as us? We'll have to have a look in a minute. As Malanuki, our right back, is off injured off the side of the pitch at the moment. They've got their own Munoz into Mateo. He turns. O'Dare puts a good tackle in. It falls to Gonzalez. Ball to the back post. And Goni hits us. Now, this formation does give up a little bit more chances to the opposition because we don't have that holding midfielder. I can't see Dynamo Zagreb in there at the moment. But the chances we create are generally very, very good. Tello. O'Dare with a free header, but it goes over the bar. Need to do better in that sort of situation. We'll ask them to do... Who's injured? They've got Salinas has got injured. Oyarzin takes the goal kick. We did get that shut out. Now you can see we play very narrow. We ask our wingers to pull the formation wide as Ratinho tries to cut it. Gigliotti was in the middle. Munoz will pick that ball up, brings it down well. Tosic up to Tello. Tello turns, runs at the defence, through ball, looking for Gigliotti. Gets there, shoots, and Villar makes the save. Probably should have squared that to try and find Ratinho. But again, we are dominating the effort and the possession. Tello with the ball in. Karanka heads it away. Alexandra brings it down. Leonardo out to O'Dare. O'Dare's got Munoz on his side. He actually went infield to the other Munoz as Tosic picks up great ball to Munoz on the left wing. I'm just keep saying Munoz a lot. No, what a ball that is. And Gigliotti, what a header. What a finish. What a pass from Munoz. He is ridiculously good, Gabriel Munoz. Ever since scoring that goal that sent me crazy in the quarterfinals against Juventus last season, he's been one of my favourites in this save. Munoz, what a curling ball in. Gigliotti, the rising header, and it's 1-0 Zagreb, and that is, I think, deserved. If you look at the stats, that looks very, very deserved in this game. We'll have to keep an eye on Marinuka. Lekjak suspended for this game, a suspension rolling over after his red card against Bayern Munich second leg as Marinuki comes in. Munoz in the middle, the A Munoz that should be. This is G Munoz, that's A Munoz. Ratinho ball in, Gigliotti peels off and Villar makes the save. So yeah, we had bids for pretty much everybody that was in our starting 11 last year. Had a bid on them in the summer, so we've done very well to hold on to players. Mateo shoots, it's deflected, Oyarzin pounces on it, and that's not troubling anyone. 5 minutes to half time, and it's been a good performance. Alexander doesn't really live up to the heights of Medina. He never really gets into the game as much, but you know, that's the problem with a backup, isn't it? Really, he doesn't get enough first team football to really make the impression. So he's going to stay on. We'll leave him on. Azena can play at right wing, so we have got another player that can play out there, and it's going very well. It is only 1-0 up in this game, but we're dominating the stats. We're doing very well in the league like we always do. I'm quite confident about this season. I'm happy to have a new, different sort of formation as Bayern Munich. Bayer Leverkusen are getting an absolute battering. And Southampton find themselves in the Champions League and doing well as well, which is great. Yeah, why not? Let's go and tell them that we're happy with what they're doing. Let's go out there, keep it going. So you can see, yeah, I love our kickoff formation because it starts us so narrow that we get to keep the ball quite easily. So we play inverted wing backs, so they come in midfield and they've all got good passing stats generally. So I do like how that works. Now, Ratinho's not having a good game. We could bring on Pavelka the youngster or Azena, but I might do a double swap and do Azena at right wing and then Pavelka up top and see how it goes. So Marinuka's been booked, so we'll ask him to ease off tackles. We'll just see if we can get a bit more out of the guys. Only one person gets focused and Ratinho becomes nervous, so we'll do that. We'll do Azena for Alexander And we'll do Pavelka for Ratinho. As Manuka throws it in, Villar makes a good catch. I imagine that highlights there just because we're making a sub. But Leonardo does pick the ball up. Out to O'Dare. O'Dare misses out Tosic and goes to Munoz. G Munoz into A Munoz. Tello's there. Tello comes forward. Out to Alexander. Alexander, are you going to get an assist just as I take you off? No, you're not. You're going to win us a corner, which is totally fine. On the hour mark then, double substitution. Striker and new right winger. Let's see how this goes. As I want to say that's Tello. Yeah, it is. Tello over the corner, but it's not going to come to anything at all. But we're playing well. 1-0 away. Yes, they're the weakest team in the group, but we are away. And we've got to make these performances count. As we have a throw-in. Marinuku on his debut doing an okay game, getting a yellow card and a slight knock, but he's still powering through the game. Munoz on the left wing tries to go up the line. Gabardino with a poor header. Pavelka picks it up. So this will be Pavelka's first ever involvement in Champions League football as Tello comes forward. Good ball out looking for Azina, who does beat Prado there. Keeps it alive. Tello force wide. Cross in. Pavelka turns. Gets it on his right foot. In off the post. And the youngster's got his first goal of the season in the Champions League. That's wonderful stuff. Great battling work from Tello and Azina on this wing here. He got in the way of Prado's clearance. Laid it into Tello. Tello took a heavy touch. It was actually a deflected cross. Pavelka did well. Got it out of his feet. In off the post. Keeper could do nothing. A very deadly finish, that one. And that is 2-0. And that makes it a little bit more comfortable as Pavelka picks the ball up again. A wonderful ball out to Azina. The two subs connecting. Gets inside one. Shoots. Good save from Villar to turn it round the post. And I like the look of this team that we've got going on here. Tello ball in, looking for O'Dare. Headed away. And Munoz will pick that one up as he lays it into Azina. Azina seems to be quite the athlete down that right side at the moment, which is good to see. As Tello fires in another corner, Matteo heads this one away as well, and Goni will look to bring this forward. Now they do have a 2-on-2 as Goni gets round one, lays it off to Gonzalez. Gonzalez comes forward, ball to the back post, but Kananka is going to struggle to keep that in, although he does. Prado's there, Munoz on the end, Iribar, and we've got numbers back to try and get in the way as Goni has a shot and Oyarzin touches it over the bar. And that could have been a lot worse, but we held on and defended it pretty well. Gonzalez, corner in, Ramos at the back post, it's headed away by O'Dare. And it's another corner to Athletic Bilbao as the pressure mounts, but we have a 2-goal lead, which I'm very happy about. As Matteo, I think, hits the bar. It's always tough with that one because some stages it says that doesn't count as hitting the woodwork because I think it thinks the goalkeeper's reached up and got it, but it can't do the graphics to suggest that. The graphics suggest that it's hit the bar. But yeah, we're doing alright. Munoz on a yellow card, just jumped up to a 7.2. The Azina on a 6.7. A bit unlucky. I think he should be rated higher than that. He's made a good impact since coming on. We don't have a right back on the bench, otherwise I would have probably taken Marinuku off. I could play Bocoli out there. That's not too much of a problem. Actually, for the last couple of minutes, yeah, we'll bring on Kristulovic actually, and we'll put like that because Leonardo's two-footed. So as an inverted wing back, he should be pretty good, and he's got good passing stats as well. So he really should be okay in that sort of situation. But our third and final sub sees Marinuku come off after his debut, a 7.6, a very good performance, breaking up a slight knock in his groin and a yellow card for his troubles as well. But it looks like after the first round of Champions League fixtures, we're going to go in top of the group. Kristulovic is already on a yellow card after coming on, but does win his first header. O'Dare gets that away, and now Munoz will pick this one up. Is there a third in it? Pavelka's through if he can slip that in. He tries to. Ramos gets back and Ogbu gets there, but Munoz picks it up again. Great ball out to Azina. Azina tried to shoot, and it's a good block. And Bilbao match us finally into a 4-4-2 with 2 minutes to go. As Tello is over the ball, fires in the corner. Lechon gets it away, and we fouled Gonzalez. Azina pushed him, and that will probably be that. And that might see us through to the end of the game. But we have started the Champions League in good fashion. We've started the league in good fashion. And it's going to be interesting to see how we do in this season. What do you think? What do you think about the transfers? What do you think of the players we've bought in? Have we bought in too many big names? Have we spent too much money? Have we sold the wrong people? What are we going to do in the Champions League this year? Yeah, I'm interested to know. I'm interested to know at all. As Munoz into Pavelka, he's tackled really well by Ogbu. Up to Lechon. Lechon comes forward. Fresh legs. Sub come on. Into Matteo. Back to Lechon. His fresh legs look to get him away. Oh, what a block from O'Dare. He's so... O'Dare and Leonardo are so... underrated in terms of their stats. They play so much better than their attributes, and the stats they produce at the end of the season are quite frankly ridiculous, like ridiculously good. Tello before we signed Tello on a permanent deal, he got voted as the fans' player of the year. So I sort of had to bring him in as Lechon fires that past the post. I felt obliged that we had to bring him in, and that's 78 million. It's a lot of money, but oh my word, is he good? Is he? I mean, look at that. 1 assist, but he got man of the match. That's how much he's made things tick in this team. I think Bayern Munich are going to rue the day that they sold him to us. Passionately, very happy with that result. Really good start to the Champions League. Absolutely superb. Very, very excited. Puts us top, which is great. We just need to go and have a look to see how long is it? 6 to 7 days. That's not too bad. Makes his debut. We'll send Ross to that. 2.4 million. Tello on from key passes. 5 key passes. It's just ridiculously good. Absolutely ridiculously good. So let's go and have a look at Dynamo. Did they get through? Dynamo senior squad. They didn't. They lost 3-0 away to Feyenoord. Bloody hell. But they have gone into the group stage of the Europa League as the favourites, I will assume. Maybe Leipzig. Leipzig are probably the favourites then. But let's have a look at stages, group stage, all groups. Did we get any other Croatian teams in here? Let's go to the bottom. So Rijeka got in as well. That's good. But they've got Rosenborg, Gunk and Sporting, which is quite a hard group. We have Osijek in there and Dynamo. So we've got 3 teams in the Europa League, which is a good shout. Osijek, yeah, they could probably get out of that group. Just Arsenal's the tough. Dynamo should get out of that group. And you never know. Rijeka have got a chance. If they beat Rosenborg, beat Genk, then yeah, there's a chance. There's a definite chance that Croatian football will progress. But yes, please do let me know what you think about the transfers we've put in, our chances this season in the Champions League. Where do you think we should be aiming for in the Champions League? Like I said, quarterfinals. Let me know down below where you think we should be aiming, and let me know what you think about the transfers, as we were the biggest spenders in Europe in the summer, which is... I'm happy. I'm quite happy that that's happened, because I've been wanting to spend quite a lot of money for quite some time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. For now, I'm out. Cheers.